One of my favorite examples of nonviolent resistance is the Klan rally in Knoxville that was taken over by clowns. So I learned about this from David Lamont's children's book, White Flower, that came out in 2012. But it's a true story. Apparently, in 2007, a group of white supremacists, including Klan members and neo-Nazis, were planning a rally in Knoxville. In response, a local group decided to meet to figure out what to do about it. They knew the kind of counter-demonstration they wanted to do, but also knew that groups like this really fed off of righteous indignation. So, someone had this incredible alternative idea. On the day of the rally, as the white supremacists started their march, they were met by an army of clowns. These locals had painted their faces, they had put on red noses, they wore floppy shoes, the whole 9 yards. And it threw the white supremacists for a loop. But then they try to get on with it and they start chanting, "White power." But the clowns had planned for this. So in response, they all start acting like they can't understand. And they lean in and they cup their ears and they say, what are they saying? And after a minute, they straighten back up and they're like, "Oh yeah, white flour." And they reach into their bags and they start tossing flour up into the air. And they do this again and again, the more the white supremacists start chanting. And they do this again and again with different things as the white supremacists are chanting. Like, did they say white flowers? Tight showers? Wife power? And they act it out every time. Eventually, after enough of this, the white supremacists get so fed up they just leave. And when the press covers the story, it isn't a story about hatred or outrage. It's about white supremacists looking silly because they got upstaged by a bunch of clowns. Hearing that story, I couldn't help but think of Richard Rohr's teaching that the best criticism of the bad is the practice of the better. And I know that not every problem can be solved by showing up as a clown, but this is such a perfect example of that kind of creative third way thinking, the kind of thinking you need for nonviolent resistance against oppressive powers.